takes place right here in the Mount Baker Hotel, where the specter of a young girl is said to linger on the second floor. Multiple people have said that they've encountered a red-haired girl on the second floor, and if they try to enter their room, they feel paralyzed for a moment as the girl charges them before vanishing in the air. The tiny town of Concrete has actually had so many ghost encounters and stories that people have actually organized a ghost walk in previous years. And the town was featured on the Dead Files at one point.
All right, that freaked me out a little bit. So from spooky ghost stories, hidden treasures, our next guest is a man of great fashion. And
clearly
also covers all sorts of fun stuff on TikTok videos and YouTube as well.
Yeah, he explores the hidden history behind Washington towns. So we are so excited to have him here. Joining chat all about this, Chris Staudinger, owner and tour guide for Pretty Gritty Tours. Hi.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
Did you like that intro we gave you?
Honestly, flawless. Perfect on the name. I'm impressed.
You really do it all. I mean, your TikTok has blown up. Now you're doing tours. How did you kind of get into all of this?
My background was as a journalist. I did a lot of travel writing and videography, and then I decided to start a tour company with my wife in Tacoma. And then the social media thing just blossomed, honestly, out of COVID.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I think people really are looking for something that interests them. And you actually do some tours in person, some walking tours. Tell us about that.
That was the whole thing early on. So we have a whole series of walking tours that we do primarily through Pierce County, but has exploded into Washington State now. And yeah, we started with ghost tours because that's the most popular stuff every time.
Oh yeah, people love getting spooked. What would you say is like the spookiest thing you can tell us about this area?
Oh man, you know the one that gets me every time is the Lady of the Lake from Lake Crescent. I don't know if you know about her.
No, tell us right now.
Okay, so this was this persistent story for a long time that the lake was haunted by someone, and then in the 1940s, this woman's body floated to the surface of the lake.
Ooh.
And when they did an autopsy, she was soap, entirely made out of soap and bones.
What?
They found out her husband, years earlier, murdered her, roped her up, dropped her to the bottom of the lake, and the minerals mixed with the fat in her body to turn her into soap, and then she became buoyant enough to float back up.
Oh my gosh, my mouth is hanging open. Is that what people just do when you're talking in person to them?
If I'm doing it right.
Yeah. So obviously that was very spooky. Is there any place that is so spooky you will not set foot in it?
Absolutely not.
You're a brave man.
You gotta go where the stories are.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
the spookier, the better.
Is there anything you do to not be scared when you're walking into these places?
Take a big group with me.
Yeah, don't go alone.
Yeah,
don't go alone.
Make sure you're faster than them.
That's the first thing you learn from scary movies. Never go alone.
I'm excited to talk about some of your videos. Spring's coming up soon, and we have been seeing bunnies everywhere. My dog just freaks out when he sees these little rabbits. Why are there so many rabbits in our area?
This was something that happened in the 1920s. People brought in cottontail rabbits out of Kansas to train hunting dogs, and they got loose. And after they got out, they're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing here. And they stuck around. So there's just a population explosion, but cottontails are not from Washington at all. But now everything that eats rabbits really is appreciative of this snack.
Oh no. That's pretty dark.
All the predators got a little curvier after the rabbits
they look
showed
cute
up.
running around.
They do. They have their own ghost stories now, so.
All right, so we do know that there is a town named Slaughter, Washington, which is very creepy, but the town name was actually changed. Tell us about that.
It was, as a matter of fact. It was originally named for Lieutenant William Slaughter, who died in the Treaty Wars near this town site. And people realized pretty quickly that was a bad move. There was a guy who used to run and announce people who'd come to town. He'd be like, welcome to the slaughterhouse. And everyone was like, you know what? This is terrible. Why don't we rename it to something? And so they decided to name it Auburn.
Is that Auburn?
Auburn was the name. Auburn's biggest crop at the time was hops, and there was a hop farming town out in New York named Auburn.
Oh my gosh.
So they just took the name.
That is wild.
Yes, it is.
What have been some of the best comments or most memorable comments you can think of that you've gotten on your videos? Because I'm sure people feel all sorts of ways about this.
I'm a hugely appreciative guy for the fact that so many people demonstrate a love and passion for the Pacific Northwest, and people are constantly asking for more information on their towns. But hands down, my favorite comments come from Bigfoot people.
Really?
Oh, Oh, can you elaborate?
I cannot on television.
Oh,
Some
my
of the
gosh.
most passionate people are those on the search for Sasquatch. And they've left me some of the most entertaining comments on my YouTube channel.
So where do you stand on the Sasquatch debate?
I mean, I, as an investigator, always leave room for the possibility that I'm wrong about something. So
I think that's
can't
a good
say
idea.
definitively.
Right. So talk to me about how you do your research work. I'm sure that, looking stuff up online has made things easier, but do you like show up places and poke around?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a three-pronged approach guy. So as soon as I find something that interests me, I always have to be there to figure it out. I do a ton of historic research from like newspapers and accounts like that. But then in-person stuff, finding out narratives from people there, and then seeing if you can match them up to recorded information is where I think the best stuff comes from.
What do you think's next for you? Like, where do you want to take this?
Oh my God.
Where would you like to be in 5 years? Not to put you on the
this a
spot,
job
but I'm just
interview?
curious.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see this grow. I'd like to be able to do more entertainment-based stuff to help people connect with the history of the area.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. Now, you were telling us before we started that your wife really pushed you to get into the TikToks. So talk to us about why maybe you weren't really sure about it at first and how you feel now that it's blown up.
I mean, my wife is my inspiration for everything. She's never steered me wrong. And I didn't think that TikTok was as serious as it was, I guess. But it's been the channel for experts, people who really have serious questions and really good answers thrive there. And it's been a great community. So.
And what was like the first moment where you thought, oh, this is for real right now on TikTok?
Within the first week,
Really?
I posted and I had 20,000 people in the first 7 days.
Following you?
Yeah. So I think as it stands right now, I have 280 unanswered requests for doing things in Washington, Pacific
Oh
Northwest.
my goodness. Because I was going to ask if you wanted to expand to other areas outside of the Pacific Northwest, but it seems like you have your
You're
hands
very
full.
busy.
I mean, I've always done a lot of content around the world, but
Yeah.
the PNW could keep me busy for years, I
Sure.
think.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're going to have to come see us again.
I would love to.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
All right, we have posted a link to Pretty Gritty Tours on our website. We got to keep this man even busier, y'all. You can find it fox13seattle.com/studio13live. And don't go anywhere. There's